Hello everyone, welcome to another version of the virtual drive. So you're all at home under the lockdown, and I suppose you're all on your Wi-Fi networks. So today I'm going to be telling you some tips that you can take to care about your Wi-Fi network. So today I'm going to be giving you some tips that you can make sure so that you don't face any disturbance in your communication with your internet, and that you get access to very fast and no ping drops and etc. Most of the wireless routers that we have are all plug and play, which means you can just connect it through the internet and you have wireless network ready to go. But most of us don't do the configurations which should be done to have a proper Wi-Fi network, especially if you're a gamer. So I'm going to be giving you a few tips to solve these issues. Well, I'm also dropping a video next week. It's about how to choose a wireless router. I mean, there are a lot of wireless routers in the market. They're cheap and are different confusing terms. And I'm going to be doing the research and telling you about which one is better and how to select them. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss out on these things. There are two main things which you need to know before configuring your Wi-Fi networks. The first one is, which type of wireless router are you using? Are you using a dual band or a single band? And the second one is, which channel are you logged into? So let me start with talking about dual band and single band. Single band are usually 2.5G devices, which means they have a lesser frequency, whereas dual band have both 2.5 as well as 5G. So what is the difference between the two of it? If you have a dual band router, there are going to be two wireless networks. One is going to be a 5G and a 2.5G. So the 5G network usually has a higher frequency, so they give you more speeds. But then they have a disadvantage. They cannot penetrate a long distance through the walls and stuff, which means their range is low if they are blocked by walls and other stuff. So mark my words, if they have obstacles, and then their range is going to be low. In those cases, a 2.5G network is going to have a lesser speed, but then they have advantage of penetrating through a lot of rooms in your houses. Why am I recommending you to go for a 5G network? So which one should you be using? A 2G or a 5G network? Well, there is another term which you need to know before considering about this. It's called interference. With a lot of Wi-Fi networks around in your location, especially in apartments, every house owner has a Wi-Fi network, and they are all going to be interfering with each other. In that case, if you're the only one who is using a 5G network, then it's going to be a great advantage for you. You're not going to suffer those things that are caused due to interference, because when all other networks in your area is on 2G and then you're on 5G, then the interference chances are very, very low. But then this is going to change over time. 5G is a new technology that has come in lately, so as time goes on, when more and more people start buying on dual band Wi-Fi routers, then it's good. But for the time being, you should be doing really good. So let me talk about the second thing that you need to know. It's about channels. Now remember I talked about interference. What should I do if I have only 2G but still I need to avoid interfering with other networks in my locality? I mean, these are things which are intangibly going to affect your Wi-Fi performance. I mean, in the way of pings, or your network is going to get deactivated or disconnected a couple of times. Those are the things that might not be a big deal, but then it's worth knowing things. So I'm going to be telling you about how to avoid interference if you are still using a 2G, just like everyone in your apartments. So this application clearly gives me a list of all the Wi-Fi networks that I have here. For example, these are all the Wi-Fi networks that I have in my locality, and this is the one that I'm connected to. So what I'm going to do is go to the channel rating, which means let's go to the channel graph. So this graph clearly indicates that this is the highest performing router in my location, and there are a lot of interfering networks. Each color in here represents one of the Wi-Fi networks that is used by a different house in my locality. For instance, consider there are 6 houses in my apartment, and each one of them use a Wi-Fi network, and then this is shown by the different colors. So what you have to do is move your Wi-Fi channel from to one of these free, for example 9, 10, 11. If you are at 2, 3, 4, you are interfering with more than 3 or 4 networks, which is not good for your router. So you should be moving it to somewhere around 9, 10, 12. That is what I'm going to be telling you now. We also have a channel rating here, which means it suggests me to go to channel number 11, which has the highest efficiency rate. So let's get logged into TP-Link, and I'm going to be showing you how to do it really. So here I am in my Edge browser. I would like to tell you that if you want to log into your D-Link settings, then 192.168.0.1 is your IP address. You just have to type 680.1 and then you will have this page. When you're first logging into your system, there are default passwords. I want you to look it through the internet. It's usually admin, and here I'm going to type my password. Okay, so when you type in the password, you get a lot of settings. You just have to, if it's a dual band, and this one is going to give you the 2.5G settings and this one is give you the 5G settings. I'm going to tell you with an example of wireless of 2.5G settings. So click in here and you'll get a whole lot of options. The main thing that we are talking about is channel length. If you want to analyze which channels are free in your location, there is an app which is in the description below, which I would like you to refer. You can download that app. It basically analyzes the different Wi-Fi signals in your neighborhood. Once you find it out which channels are free, then it's better for you to select from any of these. I would recommend you to go with 1, 6, 11 or 13, because these are the channels which don't have overlapping, but it totally depends on your area. So I'm going to select 13 from here, and it's default at 1, and then you just can select whichever channel you need. If you're using a 2.5G network, I would recommend you to put it at 20 megahertz so that it does not create much of an it does not create interference. But if your house is the only one in your location, then you can use 40 megahertz, because 20 megahertz, though it may the reduce in speed is negligible for home networks, so you don't have to worry about speeds, or the amount of data speed, or throughput. You don't have to worry about those terms. I would recommend you to keep it at 20 megahertz, and it should be done. If your house is the sole house and you don't see any interference in your locality, then you can go with 40 megahertz. So this is basically it, and it's the same with your 5G channels. Basically the channels for 5G start at 36 to 48, and here it's again the same. You can put it on 20 to 40 megahertz, or you can stick with 20 megahertz as well. So you're not going to be in the network standards and speeds in India. This is not going to be a big deal for you again. So this is how you do it. If you're using a TP-Link router, I don't have one, but I'm going to have an emulator here open for you guys. So this is how the basic screen is going to be. And then what you need to do is go into the wireless channels here. And again, you need to check on your channel and do this, as well as set this to 20 megahertz. And then you're good to go. So make sure you check the app which is available in Play Store as well as on iOS. It is a Wi-Fi analyzer. Lots of apps are available, but then make sure you select the best one. It'll definitely analyze things for you. And once you're done, you can do this again all by yourself. So if you like the video, please press on the like button. It's going to help me a lot in developing my channel, and that's why I'm asking you to subscribe as well for the next video, which is going to tell you different types of Wi-Fi routers. It's not a comparison of which one is of different brands. It's about the technology in the Wi-Fi systems, which technology is the latest, and I'm going to be telling you the latest in technology before selecting you a Wi-Fi router. So stay tuned to your virtual drive and for the next video. Thank you guys, and thanks for your support. Have a good luck. If you have any doubts, make sure to leave it in the comments below, and I'm going to be replying you right away. Thank you very much. Bye bye.